So, imagine this. I'm flooring at home, heart pounding like a drum. After Ellie's panic call, our son Lucas, who's 11 and rolls in a wheelchair because of spina bifida, is tied to a tree in our front yard by Deborah Crane, our HOA's resident tyrant. I pull up the security feed on my phone, and there she is, smirking, looping rope around my kid like she's in some sick power trip, his wheelchair dumped in the grass. I'm a federal prosecutor, so I don't waste time. I call my team, and 30 minutes later, federal vans scream in, lights blazing, boxing in her street like it's a damn crime scene. Crazy, right? You're probably wondering what kind of neighbor pulls that on a kid over some music. Stick with Metas gets wilder. Let me back up a sec. I'm Jack Harper, 43, a prosecutor in Richmond, Virginia, where I spend my days nailing crooked CEOs and dirty politicians. But my real world's at home with Ellie, my wife, 40, a pediatric nurse who's basically a saint, Lucas, our hip-hop-loving kid with a laugh that could melt ice, and Mia, our 9-year-old firecracker who'd fight a bear for her brother. We're a tight crew, just trying to live in Willow Grove, this fancy Richmond suburb where the lawns look like they're manicured with tweezers. But Willow Grove's got a problem named Deborah Crane, 52, HOA president, 5 feet 5 inches of pure control freak energy, with a pixie cut sharper than her tongue and a stare that could stop a truck. She's obsessed with her perfect neighborhood and Lucas's front yard rap sessions. To her, they're a personal insult. We moved here a year ago, thinking it'd be a safe spot for Lucas to be himself, roll around, blast his tunes. Big mistake. From the jump, Deborah's been on us like a bloodhound. First, it was our wheelchair ramp ADA compliant, mind you called unsightly. Then our mailbox was too flashy. But her real issue? Lucas's music. He parks his chair out front, cranks his Bluetooth speaker, and raps off key. Sure, but with this joy that lights up the block. To me, it's life. To Deborah, it's a threat to property values. A month in, she's at our door, clipboard in hand. Her perfume so strong it's practically a weapon, handing me a fine for noise. I stay cool, explain Lucas's condition, how music helps him communicate since his speech is tough. I show her his therapist's note. Her reply? Rules are rules, Mr. Harper. Keep him inside if he can't behave. I'm floored like, did she just say lock up my kid? Ellie steps in, voice like steel. He's a child, Deborah, not a problem. Deborah smirks, mutters about standards, and struts off, heels clicking like a time bomb. That was just the start. Deborah turned it into a crusade, emailing us daily hedges too high, trash cans too visible. She'd creep around, snapping pics of Lucas's wheelchair like she was the FBI. Once, I caught her yelling at Mia for chalk drawings. This isn't a playground, she snapped. Mia shot back. It's our driveway. I was proud, but Deborah's glare was pure venom. She started poisoning the neighbors, whispering that Lucas was trouble, that we were taking the vibe. Some stopped waving. Lucas noticed, his voice small one night. Dad, am I too loud? It broke me. I hugged him, said, You're perfect, bud. But inside, I was boiling. I tried reasoning, invited her over, offered to turn down Lucas's speaker, suggested a neighborhood music day. She shut me down. Willow Grove's not a charity, she said, like Lucas was a stray. That's when I knew this wasn't about rules, it was personal. She saw Lucas as a flaw in her perfect picture, and she wanted him erased. But she didn't know she was messing with a prosecutor who's faced down mobsters, and a family that fights as one. Things got uglier. One morning, I'm sipping coffee when an HOA email lands, screaming, Cease disruptive behavior or else. Deborah demands Lucas stop his music in 24 hours or face legal action, even jabbing at my job. A prosecutor should know better. I'm fuming, but Ellie grabs my arm. She's baiting us, Jack. Stay sharp. I want to serve her a subpoena, but I knock on her door instead. Her porch a shrine to tacky live, laugh, love signs. She opens, cuts me off. Your son's noise is done. I show her Lucas's medical records. Explain how music keeps him grounded. Can we compromise? Her eyes narrow. Compromise? Control him, or we will. She slams the door, leaving me in a haze of her perfume, wondering if I can arrest someone for being a jerk. Then she went public, turning an HOA meeting into a witch hunt, projecting a photo of Lucas's wheelchair labeled neighborhood nuisance. She paced, preaching about elegance, calling his music a disgrace. A few neighbors nodded, like Greg, who muttered, "It's loud." I stood up, voice steady. "My son's 11, disabled, and happy. Got a problem." Ellie squeezed my hand, but Deborah smirked. "Stricter rules are coming." Then she hit the Willow Grove Facebook group, posting a blurry shot of Lucas's chair, captioned, "This is why our homes are worthless." Comments piled up. "So rude. Move out." Ellie deleted the app from Mia's phone, tears streaming. "They're trashing our boy." Lucas overheard, his grin gone. "Mom, am I bad? I knelt by his chair. You're the best, Lucas." "They're just mean." But I was done playing nice. I went full prosecutor, treating Deborah like a case. Installed 4K cameras around our house, saved every email, recorded every run-in. Confronted her at her mailbox, recorder on. "You're targeting a disabled kid, Deborah. Back off." She laughed. "You're ruining Willow Grove. Quiet him, or regret it." I had her threat on tape. Called my buddy Sam, a federal agent who's got my back. "She's unhinged, Sam. She's after Lucas. He got it. This kid's got special needs too. Document everything. If she escalates, we've got teams." I trusted him's the guy who busted a cartel in a weekend. Then, the nightmare. I'm in my office, buried in a fraud case, when Ellie calls, sobbing. "Jack, Lucas is tied to a tree." I pull up the live feed, and my blood runs cold. Deborah and her crony Todd are in our yard. Lucas's wheelchair tipped over, tying him to an oak, rope digging into his arms. Deborah's sneering, "Let's hear you rap now." Lucas is trembling, too scared to speak. Ellie's running at them, screaming, but Deborah brushes her off. "Just a lesson." I'm shaking, rage and fear choking me. I call Sam. Code red. "My son's attacked." Deborah Crane, Willow Grove. "Back up now." Sam's all business. "We're rolling." "Get there." I'm in my car, siren blaring, tearing through Richmond, phone pinging. Ellie's untying Lucas. Deborah's arguing it's a misunderstanding. I screech into Willow Grove as Ellie gets Lucas inside. Deborah's on our lawn, smug, until sirens hit. Her face drops as 3 federal vans block her street, lights flashing. Neighbors spill out, phones up. Sam's out, badge shining. Deborah Crane, "Don't move." She stumbles, her pixie cut wilting. I rush to Lucas, his arms red, and hold him. "You're safe," I whisper, but my eyes lock on Deborah. She's done. The street's chaos agents, lights, neighbors gaping. I'm with Lucas, Ellie stroking his hair, when Sam walks over. "We've got her, Jack." Deborah's yelling about lawyers, but Sam's calm. "You're under investigation for assaulting a disabled minor." Her smirk's gone. I step up, voice low. "You tied my son to a tree. It's on camera." "Explain." She stammers. It was a lesson." Mrs. Patel, our elderly neighbor, gasps. To a child, Todd tries to bolt, but an agent stops him. "You're on tape too," I say, flashing my phone. Their faces crumble. Here's the twist. Sam's team digs into Deborah's HOA records and finds she's been skimming 2000s funnel to her account. She's not just a bully, she's a crook. I upload the footage to a disability rights forum. My disabled son was tied to a tree by our HOA president for playing music. The video explodes 50,000 shares, comments screaming, "Jail her." Ellie calls a neighborhood meeting, projecting the footage. Neighbors roar, Greg confessing, "I was wrong to back her." Mrs. Patel admits she fined my grandson's bike. Ellie's voice cuts through. "We're done with her." The crowd cheers. My legal team files charges: assault, endangerment, discrimination, embezzlement. Deborah's in court by Friday. Her "I was stressed" act failing. She's fined $10,000, gets 6 months community service, and pays $15,000 for Lucas's therapy. She sells her house, her tacky signs vanishing. Ellie's voted HOA president, passing Lucas's law to protect disabled residents. Neighbors bring gifts, Mrs. Patel's brownies, Greg's soccer ball for Mia. A stranger's fundraiser hits $8,000 for Lucas's care. The video's at 2 million views, shared by a senator pushing HOA reform. Lucas raps again, his laugh back. One night, he grins. Dad, it's fun here now. I choke up, ruffling his hair. Deborah thought she could break us because Lucas was different. She didn't count on a prosecutor dad, a nurse mom, or a neighborhood that rallies. But here's the thing, did she just snap? Or was this hate in her heart all along? Drop your take in the comments, plus your craziest HOA story. Were you watching from Richmond, Texas, or beyond? Smash that like, subscribe, ring the bell. Share this, and let's show what happens when you mess with the wrong family. You with me?